friends. Today I'm going to demonstrate ServiceNow scripted REST API using a simple example. In this example, the first name of a person will be sent from the client. The server will echo back the first name sent from the client. Right? So as step one, we need to create a scripted REST API in ServiceNow. So let's go ahead and do that. Give a name to your REST API. Let's call it as echo. The app ID is populated automatically, and then you don't have to enter anything else here. Just submit. So that would create a scripted REST API for you. Open the API that you just created, and then scroll down. Under resource tab, click new to add a new resource. So add a get resource to this REST API, and let's call it again echo. Let's call it echo test. Right? So, echo test. Right? And HTTP method that we will be using here is get, and in relative path you need to pass the parameter in curly braces, which we read by your script. Right, let's call it as first name. Right? That parameter as first name. Note this curly brace around this first name. Right? So that's important. Go down, scroll down, and enter the script here. So note this function here, process function, which is out of the box function. I mean, you don't have to do anything there. Don't change anything here. These are two objects, a request object and response object. These are inbuilt objects in ServiceNow, REST API request and REST API response. So you are free to use these objects. Just take a quick look at what objects and what methods are available in REST API request object. Familiarize with those. We are going to use only one object here, which is path params, which basically reads the parameter that was sent by client to the server. We'll be using just that, right? So the script is ready. So I'm just going to copy paste that script here. And so like I said, we're going to use only one object here, which is path params, right? We store the path params in a local variable, and then in that local variable, we access the parameter that was sent by the client, which has been mentioned here in the curly braces, right? Note that it's the same syntax. I mean, it's the same expression that we are using here, right? It's the first name. So it should match exactly the way it has been defined in relative path, okay? And now what we're doing is we are building the response body, right? In the response body, we are adding a property called first name, and we will just append this. We'll just prefix something like echo test, just to ensure that the response was sent by server to the client, just to validate that. And then we are echoing the first name that was sent by the client 4 times and sending it back to the client as a part of the body, right? So response body. So we set the response body, and that's where our script ends. Very, very simple. We don't want to complicate the first example. So it's a very simple echo test example. Now you created the resource, REST resource, get resource, right? Submitted. So your scripted REST API is all set. Now you're good to use it. So navigate to REST API Explorer. In the REST API Explorer, find your newly created API, which is ecotest, right? So it's right here in the ecotest, like we defined this parameter called first name, and you see that here. Just pass that parameters, pass that parameter here, something like pass your name here. So I'm passing my name here as Ashwin, and then scroll down, you'll see a send button. So this basically is sending this request to the server, and then let's see what happens. So as soon as I did that, server sent back the response code as 200, and it has also sent the response body, right? The response body, as you can see, has the fix called eco test, and the same name has been echoed 4 times or copied 4 times. So yeah, that demonstrates how to use REST API, very basic one. Then we'll get deep dive into other examples and other other resources like other HTTP methods. All right. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.